Welcome back to Down with ASP Do Re Mi. I'm your host, Bailey Wilkinson. This is the show where we highlight many of the talented musicians here at Ithaca College. Please join me in welcoming my guest for today, Henry Mitchell.
Thanks for having me.
Round of applause. Yeah, no one's in the studio. But anyway, thank you for joining us, Henry.
Thanks for having me.
And let me just jump right into it. So again, we were talking before about your different music styles and all that.
Yeah.
But when did you first get into music, and when did you first fall in love with it?
I think I first fell in love with music around 3 or 4 when my parents bought me my first guitar. I really just liked running around the house playing with it, and then I picked up piano a little bit after that, and I really liked just how creative you could be with it. And I think that's what really pulled me into doing music and trying to do it full time.
And if I remember correctly, you did say, which again, you learned guitar just on your own.
Yeah.
You didn't have any lessons whatsoever.
No, nothing like that.
So I just need to know, how did you do it, and how can you teach me?
So yeah, like I said, I was classically trained in piano, so I learned how to read music and all that. But one summer I was didn't have much to do. So I picked up a guitar and I went online and I Googled some lessons, some chord progressions and stuff like that. And I kind of built off of that until I could kind of figure out what I was doing. And then I kind of just went from there. I learned how to sight read and do all that stuff. So I think the first thing you should do is go online and look all that stuff up.
Exactly.
That's how I started. Yeah.
Or if you discover it in middle school, like me, where I learned the alto saxophone.
There you go.
And again, I have not picked it up in a while, but maybe we could do some electronic saxophone type deal thing. Because you did say to me earlier that you had discovered a newfound love for DJing and electronic music after you learned the guitar and the piano.
Yeah.
And could just tell me a little bit more about that. How did you start getting into DJing?
Yeah, so I think a little bit later, end of middle school, beginning of high school, I learned how to produce music electronically, and I thought that opened so many doors for me because there's so much you can do with that. There's so many sounds and things that are out there that you can change into music, and I thought the creativity behind that was so cool. And so I really got into that, and then that kind of led me to DJing because there's also so much you can do with that. DJing, when you put on a show, is a spectacle in and of itself, and I just loved that, and I fell in love with that really fast.
Because especially when I was younger, just watching people like you were saying before, Vici and Marshmello and these crazy good and talented DJs, their shows, like you said perfectly, Henry, they're a spectacle where you see them doing their sets, and then also these awesome lighting designs and fireworks going off on the side, which hopefully one day soon we may get the chance to see you do.
I hope so.
When you make it big in the DJ scene.
I hope so.
I believe in this man over here.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Speaking of, Henry, I really need to know this.
Yeah.
Are there any new songs or projects that you've been working on that you could maybe give us a little bit of a teaser for?
A little something? Yeah.
A little something?
So because of COVID and everything, I've been sitting on a lot of music, and so we decided that this summer I'm going to release my first album. So I have enough music where I just put it all together. And so yeah, this album you can look forward to, or this summer you can look forward to my first album. I'm really excited about that.
That sounds very exciting, and I can't wait to start streaming it very soon.
Yeah.
When we come back, Henry will be performing some iconic songs for us. See you after the break. Welcome back to Down with ASP Do Re Mi. Without further ado, Henry Mitchell singing Help by the Beatles.
much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. Now the days are gone, I'm so self-assured. And now I find I changed my mind and I'll open up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life has changed in oh so many ways. My independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I changed my mind like I never did before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I feel so self-assured. And now I find I changed my mind and I'll open up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Help me, help me. Ooh.
Truly amazing stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back. Once again, Henry Mitchell singing Year 3000 by the Jonas Brothers.
You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, go! One day when I came home at lunchtime, I heard a funny noise. Ran out to the backyard to find out if it was one of those rowdy boys. Stood there with my neighbor, Cal Peter, in a flux capacitor. He told me he built a time machine like one in a film I've seen. Yeah, he said I've been to the year 3000, and not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great-great-great-granddaughter is doing fine, doing fine. He took me to the future in the flex thing, and I saw everything. Boy bands, and another one, and another one, and another one. With brown hair like Star Wars. He drove around in a time machine like one in a film I've seen. Yeah, he said I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great-great-great-granddaughter
multi-platinum. Everybody bought our 7th album. It had an app, so Kelly Clarkson. I took a ship to the year 3000. This song had gone multi-platinum. Everybody bought our 7th album. You drove around in a time machine like one in a film I've seen. Yeah, he said I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great, great, great granddaughter is doing fine, doing fine. He said I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great, great, great granddaughter is doing fine. Doing fine. He said I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great, great, great granddaughter is doing fine. Doing fine. He said I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And your great, great, great granddaughter is doing fine, doing fine.
Absolutely stellar. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Down with ASP, Do Re Mi. Henry, those were truly incredible performances, and I don't think I can get the year 3000 or Help out of my head.
Thank you, I appreciate
and
that.
Again, truly amazing. I was just curious to know, why those two songs in particular? Do they have a special place in your heart? Do you like the Beatles and Jonas Brothers?
Yeah, so I think the Beatles and the Jonas Brothers have a special place in my heart. Especially Paul McCartney was like such a great songwriter, and I like just draw so much inspiration from the Beatles and stuff that I still do now, even with my DJ stuff. In year 3000 with the Jonas Brothers is like my favorite band. And I wanted to do something that was like fun and everybody kind of knew, so I wanted to like kind of end my performance with that.
And speaking of high energy performances and like just lively vibes, where can the people find your music and your social media?
Yeah, sure. All of my socials is Henry Mitchell, and you can find all my music wherever you can stream music at Henry Mitchell.
Again, keep an eye out for this guy. I think he's going to go places, and once COVID's done, I'm going to be first in line for your concert.
I appreciate that.
Fist pumping on the beach.
Thank you.
Anyway, again, thank you, Henry, for joining us.
Of course.
And for our viewers at home for watching. Tune in next week to see Pete Johans perform his rendition of Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X. That is our show. Have a good night.